to day 8 of adventure. Things are getting really Christmassy out there, aren't they? And I hope you're ready for today's video as we celebrate Christmas around the world with the global population and find out how they do it. But before we head off to our video for today, let's have the joke for today. And today's joke is this. I have to play parts for this. Wife: I regret getting you that blender for Christmas, husband. Me: sipping toast. Why? That is quite an odd joke. I hope you get it. Anyway, let's find out where we're going today. Where in the world are we going today? I don't know. Today we're going to Newfoundland.
For today's adventure video, we're focusing on Newfoundland, which is part of Canada but differs in many ways. Newfoundland is a large island off the east coast, roughly the size of England, but with a population of only around 500,000. That's rather less than 1% of the population of England, so they have plenty of space over there.
Many aspects of their Christmas are similar to our own. But do you know about the memorial tree, Tibbs Eve, Jig's dinner and soaked toast? And when is Old Christmas Day?
We had a chat on FaceTime with our friends from Newfoundland, Liz and Dwight, so let's hear from them.
Yeah, so when does Christmas sort of first get going in your church at Newfoundland?
Our Christmas here starts off, these days they do it's called a memorial tree, and what they do is to raise money, so they sell light bulbs, Christmas light, and people buy them in memory of their loved ones.
Passed on.
And people have passed away, so they put this tree up outside the church, and they have a service and light that tree.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Okay.
It's a fundraiser, and actually it's gone over very well for the last few days and few years, and it looks beautiful outside the church.
What do you have for lunch on Christmas Day?
Turkey,
Yeah.
Yep. Not.
salt meat, and all the vegetables.
Yeah.
So what we call a Jig's dinner is what you call a boiled dinner.
I don't know.
Do you have? Well, salt beef, cabbage, turnip, carrot, peas pudding.
Oh no, we
Potato.
wouldn't have that.
You don't have that?
Well,
No.
we wouldn't have the salt beef certainly, and it wouldn't
How
be
come?
boiled, would it? It would all be roasted.
Yes.
So we might get sort of a roast dinner and veg with it, but yeah.
No, we call it boiled dinner.
Uh-huh.
But if you came to Newfoundland now and someone offered it to you in a restaurant, they would
Jig.
probably call it Jig's dinner. But I thought I thought the boiled dinner came from England.
Oh well, might
I
have
might have done many a
So
long
you better
time ago.
yeah.
we just get the turkey these days.
And you get mince pies and Christmas
You just-
pudding.
No, we don't get mince pies. Not here.
Ah.
No, or Christmas pudding. No, that's two
So
things we
what
don't
do you
have.
have after your turkey then?
Well, just would be pie or some dessert of some kind,
Some
right?
kind of cake or cookies.
Christmas cake
Yeah.
Yeah.
and cookies.
Yeah.
And you know what we always had, and I was saying to my brother the other day, we always had for Christmas morning something we called soaked toast.
Yeah.
Wow.
And we had it for years. I mean, not only Christmas morning, but we always had other times, but always had it Christmas morning. And soaked toast would be a slice of toast put in a bowl of sweetened tea,
Uh-huh.
and you take it out and you kind of squish the water out of it, and you put milk butter over it. And it's not very fancy, and it's to die for.
Oh, that sounds great.
Fantastic.
I
We're gonna
don't.
try
I don't
that.
think Dwight likes it. It was good. It was really good. But I have to tell you about a day before Christmas Day. because we are in Newfoundland when we were growing up. On the 23rd, we always called it Tips Eve.
Uh-huh.
Now, I'm not sure what you guys call it. Nowadays, I see it on Facebook, and people call it Tibbs Eve.
Yeah.
I always was under the impression, and I haven't looked it up, but I was under the impression that Tips Eve meant that all the men went around from one house to another,
Oh, yeah.
had a drink, had a taste of whatever, and by the time they came home, they were tipsy. Now, I'm not sure if that's what that means or if Tibbs is actually the right pronunciation.
That's
but
the
anyway,
23rd.
that would be the 23rd, and we still in Newfoundland refer to it as Tips Eve or Tibbs Eve.
But people don't do it now as like they did one time.
No, they don't go around, you know,
All that generation is gone. Like, hey,
yeah. And then, of course, you had Christmas Eve, the same as everybody. And then, well, the next thing that we would have would be New Year's in that festive season. But then we always kept our decorations up. You probably do the same until Old Christmas Day, which is the 6th of January.
Yeah.
We've done a little research, and Liz was absolutely right about Tips Eve, when all the men used to go visiting other houses for a spot of festive cheer. Sounds like a perfect men's group activity once COVID is out of the way, of course. And as ever, ladies are very welcome to join in.
Jig's dinner is indeed boiled dinner, with boiled winter vegetables accompanying salt meat. Sounds great, but I don't think I'll give up on the turkey yet. And Liz said that they don't have mince pies and Christmas pudding, so we've promised to send them some.
And finally, what about soaked toast as a special treat for Christmas morning? Dry toast, dunked in sweet tea, wrung out and buttered. Why don't you try that one at home?
Enjoy the rest of Advent and have a very happy Christmas.
Well, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that video. And now it is time for question of the day.
The question of the day.
And today's question is this. What would you have said to the angel if he had visited you and told you that the baby you were expecting would be God's son? Ponder away, ponder away. And it's goodbye from me now. Please hang on for Dart, the daily Advent reflection for today, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.
Unexpected, unexplained, but one thing's for certain, there was a real wow factor about that first Christmas, wasn't there? As shepherds, they were amazed at what they'd seen and what they'd heard. But Mary, it says, treasured it all up and pondered it in her heart. There was just so much to take in. Now, I wonder if, like me, you feel that you've reached a point in this funny old year where you just can't take any more in. With a pandemic that's completely upturned our way of life, with an election in the United States, and the sitting president who's refusing to budge or hand over. I don't know what else the year has brought for you, but you must be feeling a little bit like me. Nothing will surprise you anymore. I'm just about full up with the surprises of this funny old world. Aren't you? But it's one thing to be amazed like the shepherds and to rush into town and tell everyone else about it. It's quite another to reflect carefully and to treasure it all up and to ponder. We often say that so-and-so shows their heart on their sleeve. Well, Mary wasn't like that. She too, I'm sure, was amazed, but in a state of wonderment. Yet she didn't shout about it at all. Her response was very measured and very appropriate. Prayerfully and carefully, she treasures it all up and she reflects on it and she ponders over it. She probably talked with herself about it. She actively preserved everything that she had seen and knew about. She reflected. And as we hear the Christmas story, as we hear it unfold, well, Mary's a model of reflection we do well to emulate as we think about it and as we respond to Jesus.